official section of our tour today. This is called the Americas. So in here, we're going to have animals from both North America and South America. And on your left, you can see our first animal is our llama. So did you know that llamas can shoot their spit over 20 feet forward? 20 feet. That is very impressive, guys. Now, not only is that a mixture of their saliva, it's a little bit of their stomach bile as well. So it's not the nicest thing to have spit on you, but it's still pretty cool. Now, these big birds that are creeping around over here on your left, you can see are called the rhea bird. You can also see we have some chicks that are running around over there. Now, the guys are all hanging around this little white deer, right? That's actually a leucistic fallow deer. So fallow deer typically look like these over here on your left with that tan coloring and those white speckles. But because that guy is leucistic, he has no pigmentation in his body except for in his eyeballs. So his eyes are pretty blue color rather than red like the typical albino. So it's a little bit different. Chugging along. Down here on your right, you're going to notice you got these guys in a watering bed and around the watering bed with giant antlers. These are called our Roosevelt elks. So these guys are actually pretty amazing. They're named after our president, Teddy Roosevelt. Their antlers can be about 3 feet wide at full growth, but they do end up shedding them seasonally, so they do come off. Now, as they come off, they get really, really itchy, and they like to scratch them on all the trees that we have here. Now, it's actually pretty bad for the tree. It could hurt it pretty badly, which is why you'll notice all of them are closed off. You're welcome, trees. I got your back. Now, as we're continuing down on the left and right, you can see we have a lot of our American bison. So the American bison actually almost went totally extinct during westward expansion. But luckily, through conservation, they were able to raise up their numbers enough that they have a very nice, steady population now, which is always great to hear. Now you will notice that first some of the bison babies, those were the little guys with that bright orange coloration, and then as they get older, that's what darkens up. Takes care of the chicklets. A little bit different, right? Spices it up a little bit. I respect it. I respect it. Pretty cool. Alright guys, next up we're heading into Africa. Africa is home to the largest land mammal, the African elephant, the largest bird, which is the ostrich. We're also going to be seeing red zebras, white rhinos, as well as Asian water buffalo. So on your left is going to be the first guys we're talking about, our ostriches. So you're going to notice we got some of these guys hanging around in this little cubby over here. So the males are the ones that have that darker coloration with the white tail ends, and the females are going to be the ones that are all gray. Now those guys are very big birds. They're about 8 feet tall max height, making them the biggest out of any of the birds, but they're also the fastest. So they actually can run all the way up to 45 miles per hour because they only have 2 toes. So it's a lot easier for them to grab onto the dirt and run a lot faster. On your left, you're going to be able to see the one, the only, the African elephants. Ooh. So these guys have actually been with us since our park originally opened in 1974. So about mid-50s in their age. Now these guys are still young and thriving. They have a long way to go. These guys can live all the way up until their mid-80s in conservation. Can anybody tell me how the African elephant gets its name? I'll give you a hint. What am I holding on to right now? My ear, right? So their ears are in the shape of the continent of Africa. So they're actually in the shape of where they are from. How cool is that? Now those guys, like me, love to eat a lot of food. They eat about 300 pounds worth of food every single day. They drink about 60 gallons of water every single day. Talk about staying hydrated. That is impressive. Now, unfortunately, elephants are currently endangered. We actually lose about 96 elephants every single day due to poaching for their white ivory tusks that they have along the fronts of their faces. Now, the best thing you could probably do is not buy any of that stuff. times their ivory is sold in jewelry or in the black market. We don't want to see their numbers decreasing any further because they're way too important of a species to lose for Africa. These guys are actually one of the primary reasons as to why Africa is such a flat terrain. Now on your right, as we're making our way down into this opening, you're going to be able to see we have a lot of great zebras running around. So there's a huge debate about zebras, right? Are they white with black stripes, or are they black with white stripes? Raise your hand if you think they're white with black stripes. Okay, alright. So now raise your hand if you think they're black with white stripes. Bing, bing, bing! You guys are correct. So they actually do have that darker coloration as their primary color. You're able to tell because of the front of their muzzles, inside of their ears, bottom of their hoofs, and the ends of their tails, that's the dominant coloring. Now, contrary to what a lot of people think, it's actually not a black coloration, it's actually a dark brown. So you're able to tell a lot easier in the sunlight, but also with some of the babies walking around when they're first born, it's a little bit lighter, so you might be able to tell with them a little bit easier as well. Now these guys that are walking around with our zebras on the left, they have that dark body mass. These are actually called Asian water buffaloes. These guys spend 90% of their lives in the water, so I'm actually kind of surprised not all of them are in the water right now. Now, I know what you're thinking, Kelly, why do we have Asian water buffalo in the Africa section? That doesn't make sense. I promise it does. Now again, these guys spend 90% of their lives in the water, right? So it's probably a lot more comfortable for them to hang out in a section that has really big and deep watering beds. Now this Africa section actually has the biggest and the deepest watering beds out of any of the sections in the tour. So it's just a lot easier and a lot more comfortable for them to hang around here. So as we make our way around over here on your right, at the top of this hill, you're going to be able to see we have some of our white rhinos hanging around. So the white rhino's horn is actually made out of a protein called keratin. Can anybody tell me what else keratin is found in? Our hair, very good. What else? Our nails. So if you feel your fingernails, that's really similar to how their horns feel. Alright, so next up we are heading into the wild plains. In here we're going to be seeing some of our herbivores. So a herbivore is a guy that enjoys a good old-fashioned plant-based diet. So you're going to notice a lot of these guys got the munchies, and they're munching on all the grass that we have here in this section. Best part about this section, we never need to mow the lawn. These guys do it for us all the time. So on the left, these are going to be called the Camelea. They're the first species we're going to be talking about in this section. So they are the second largest of any of the antelope subspecies. Now they have those white strips on their backs to blend into their surroundings to hide away from their predators. They actually have that because they are so big, they're pretty slow. They're not the fastest runners, so they know it's a lot easier to hide away from their predators rather than trying to outrun them. He's trying to catch up with us. Are we racing now? He looked at me, he's like, ooh, I'm beating you. On your left, you're going to notice these guys that look like toasted marshmallows, kind of like a s'more for a campfire. These are called Damas gazelles. So the Damas gazelles are actually the largest out of the gazelle species, but they're also critically endangered, with only about 100 to 200 of them left in the wild. Now on the right, these guys with this gray tan coloration and these straight back horns, these are called the Bija oryxes. So water is very scarce where they normally live. So because of that, it's actually often that you'll notice that they are very, very warm. They raise their body temperature to 116 degrees Fahrenheit to conserve the water that's already in their body so they can travel a longer period of time within their herd. How awesome is that? Now on your right, you're going to notice these guys, right? They got these funny white circles on their butts. Kind of looks like they sat on a wet toilet seat. These are called the ellipsis water bug. So the ellipsis water bug actually secrete an oil onto their fur that makes them so smelly their predator won't even want to eat them anymore. How clever is that? Now it might not make their predators want them anymore, but it does make the female ellipsis water bug come up to them and say, "Ooh, what cologne are you wearing today? You're smelling great. What was your name again?" Down here on your right, Yeah, so anybody wondering what that ostrich was doing over there, he was doing his mating dance. So, that was another male that he was doing the mating dance for. I don't think he noticed that he was doing the mating dance for him, and he just kind of ran the other way. Oh, he's following after him. Go after him, you got this. Good job, good job. So, anywho, down here on your left, you're going to be able to see our scimitar horned horses are hanging around. These guys actually have a really cool story behind them. These guys were totally extinct in the wild at one point in time. Can anybody tell me what extinct means? They're all gone. Very good. So there were none left. So, because of that, we actually only had ones left in conservation efforts or parks. Luckily, though, in 2016, their numbers were brought up enough that they reintroduced them into the wild, and they actually gave birth to the first baby in over 30 years. And ever since, started to steadily repopulate, and hopefully soon we'll be able to get off the endangered species list. How amazing! So over here on your left, you're also going to be able to see we have some of our reticulated giraffes hanging around. These guys can be anywhere between 16 and 20 feet tall at that max height. Their necks are about 6 feet long, 600 pounds. They actually have something in common with us. They have 7 vertebrae in their necks, just like we do. Pretty amazing. Alright guys, right now we are getting ready to head into Camp Aventura. So we're halfway point of our tour. You guys have 2 options. You can either, number 1, stay on your truck and immediately finish your second half of your tour, or number 2, hop off here at Camp Aventura, see the animals and activities you have here, and then whenever you're ready, get back on another truck and finish your second half of your tour then. Now, any animals here are only featured.
Shall we go?
We have our 8-week-old baby lynxes hanging around, super cute, super fluffy. Reptiles, exotic birds, pygmy goats, Vietnamese chickens. We have Camp Eats, all clear, where you guys can get a nice snack. We have our bathrooms here for anyone who wants a potty break. Giraffe feedings every hour and a half hour for about $5 or $6. All sorts of stuff. So if you guys want to check out Camp Aventura, I highly recommend it. It's really, really cool.
Well, it's only 1. I mean 2. Bruh. There's another one over here. Over here. Whoa. Dude, it's a sloth.
¿Y eso por qué está dormido? Hello.
He's sleeping?
It's a sloth.
Oh my god. That's very...
Good night.
Dude, there's something in the bowl.
¿Qué no oye?
He's sleeping, Mom. Oh my god. Oh, found a turtle. Right here.
Oh.
I like how the goats don't bully him. Yo, go.
Oh.
And yeah, and there's one over there too. In that little hut.
Ahí viene, ahí viene. Touch it.
Can I?
Yeah,
Alright.
touch it.
God damn. Oh, geez, it's soft. Oh my god, it's horn. And he touches horn, look at it.
Oh, this is weird. It feels weird.
I know. Especially its horn. It feels horn. Dude, really, dude. Found chickens. I like this guy. Bruh. You know what he was doing? He put his mouth right here. Oh, that feels nice. Who doesn't like goats?
You need a massage, buddy?
Oh man. Look at the turtle. The turtles are so big. He loves the massage. He's like, I wish I had this every day.
This is Archie. He's a giant anteater.
His tail is huge.
Oh yeah. So it's kind of coarse, almost like a broom.
Like a broom.
A giant anteater. So yeah, so like I said, his tail's very coarse, like a broom. So you actually almost use it like a broom too. He'll kind of like sweep it on the ground. If there's any insects there, they'll get disturbed, start scurrying around, so he can see them more easily.
He can kill jaguars. I know. Look at this dog.
Está volviendo.
So now he looks a little funny, but everything about him is
He just got scared. Bruh.
Did you run? He's like beating up his brother now.
He's trying to look for ants.
Corre bien rápido.
Oh my. Oh my god.